Good morning. Today is Saturday, July 10th, 2021. I'm going to do a book review. It's Ahmad Kasravi, Volume 1, History of the Iranian Constitutional Revolution. It's a really good book. I love it. I love Iranian author Ahmad Kasravi. So those people who are part of cyberspace trying to hack people's account, don't try to use Ahmad Kasravi for my password or anything like that, or his secret book. So I save you for that. I save you time for that. Okay, that's the book title. This book has 5 chapters. It has 333 pages. Originally, this book was published in 1940. The original language is Persian. This one is English. The one that I have, I bought it from Amazon. It's English. It is Mazda publisher. Okay, and it's being copyrighted in 2006. So it's really good book. I loved it, and I enjoyed it. Translated from the Persian by Evan Siegel. Okay, so it's a beautiful book. So this book doesn't talk about the author's book, like it doesn't talk about the biography of Ahmad Kasravi, but I'm gonna talk about it. I don't like calling Seyyed anybody because it means Mr. And these people who are occupying, the regime occupying Iran at this time, all of them, they are giving them the title of Seyyed, means they are the descendants of Muhammad, and it's a way for them to lie to people, to deceive people, because we are coming from Muhammad line's family line that we won't lie, and they are the biggest liar. Khomeini was one of them. So let's talk about the book. Let's talk about biography of him. His name is, he has a title of Seyyed, but I'm not going to say it. He even doesn't use it. Ahmad Kasravi Tabrizi was born on September 29, 1890, and was assassinated on March 11, 1946. Ahmad Kasravi was a leading Iranian linguistic, nationalistic, religious reformer, historian, and former Shia cleric. Born in Tabriz, Iran, Kasravi was an Iranian Azerbaijani. Initially, Kasravi enrolled in a seminary. Later, he joined the Iranian Constitutional Revolution. He experienced a conversion to Western learning when he learned that the comet of 1910 was identified as the reappearance of a Halley's comet. After this event, he abandoned his clerical training and enrolled in the American Memorial School of Tabriz. Kasravi was associated with the Democratic Party in Iran. Kasravi was a professor of law at the University of Tehran and a lawyer in Tehran, Iran. He was the founder of political social movement whose goal was to build an Iranian secular identity. The political social movement formed during the Pahlavi dynasty. Kasravi authored more than 70 books, mainly in the Persian language. The most important works from his work are History of the Iranian Constitutional Revolution, Azeri, or the ancient language of Azerbaijan, and 18-year history of Azerbaijan. Okay. The Constitutional Revolution in Iran. Now I'm talking about the Persian Constitutional Revolution, also known as the Constitutional Revolution of Iran, took place between 1905 and 1911. The revolution led to the establishment of a parliament in Persia during the Qajar dynasty. The process opened the way for fundamental change in Persia, heralding the modern era. Summary of the book from page 297 to 298. It is written like a very detailed, and I thought to myself, what would be really something that readers take it? So the people were of two minds. bit by bit, a division appeared between the two ways of thinking. And when the mullahs did not see it in their interest to cooperate with the constitution and had to part, a big faction went with them. But the faction that stood fast did not find the way forward to struggle and remain confused. This faction of modernists could not show the people the way forward either. So people were divided in two sections, the modernists and the traditional people. The modernists would tell the people, we must love our country, we must sacrifice for it, we must cooperate with one another, we must become educated. They would say these and shake up the people without teaching them what love of country, self-sacrifice and cooperation really meant. Without preparing the way for them, they left it up to the people themselves to figure out what this meant and find their own way. And everyone gave in the meaning he wanted or understood. And so the people struggle in accordance with their own fancies. I found a parallel reasoning with what is happening with the current time. Everybody say, oh, we have to do this, we have to do that, but no one is really saying what we need to do to overcome the Islamic Republic of Iran. The mass of liberals did not recognize any duty but to denouncing Muhammad Ali Mirza and whining and complaining about the autocracy. From 1979 to contemporary time, Iranians are in the same boat as the constitutional movement of 1905 to 1911. The mullahs form an autocracy. People are looking at Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi to bring peace, justice and liberty for Iran and Iranians. Still we are waiting for his leadership. Page 316. Because I don't carry any weight. I'm not a political actor. I'm just one person. But people know Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi. He has a history, he has a professional portfolio in that direction, and people will listen to him. So he has the power, particularly in this climate, that everybody knows that the regime is aiding Taliban and wants to cause unrest in Afghanistan and drops the new regime in Afghanistan, and after that God knows it's going to go Tajikistan, Turkmenistan. So it's quite a mess. Knowledge is that which has given, page 316, knowledge is that which has given the civilized people sovereignty and prosperity. Knowledge is that which brought Japan into ranks of first-class countries. That's what Ahmad Kasravi says. Page 319. As we have said, when the constitutional movement first arose, it chiefly took on the quality and policy of calling for the application of the Sharia. Then it only gradually adopted that of a patriotic movement. These two qualities were reflected in the newspaper. Too, Surah Israfil adopted a more modern character from the start, and its writers showed themselves to be well informed about the history of Europe and countries there. It attracted some hostility for its modernist thinking, to the extent that blissful soul Tabatabai became offended. Tabatabai is a cleric. Usually, apparently, two of these Sayyids are having a marriage and they give themselves the family name of Tabatabai. Became offended by it. It was once banned from publication upon orders of Minister of Education, but was eventually allowed to resume publication. Surah Israfil continued until the bombardment of the House of Constitution. So I found this part to be very interesting, something I liked that, and I mentioned it. If I'm gonna read volume 2. It's gonna take sometimes for me to do, and I really enjoy reading Kasravi's books. Thank you. Oh, I have to speak the Persian language. خب این قسمت در رابطه با نویسنده معروف ایرانی آقای احمد کسروی، تاریخ مشروطه، انقلاب مشروطه در ایران هستش. در رابطه با آقای کسروی من خیلی دوست دارم ایشونو. این کتاب رو 1940 میلادی چاپ کردم و این کتاب 5 تا فصل داره. در سال 2006 دوباره این کتاب دوباره چاپ شده. تو ما ایرانی ها میدونیم که ایشونو این ملاها کشتن بخاطر اینکه با خرافات مبارزه میکرده. با خدا مبارزه نمیکرده، با خرافات مبارزه میکرده و حتی خودش هم ایشون در حوزه میرفته که ملا بشه، بعد میبینه که اینا کاراشون خرافاته. یه چیزی که من دوست دارم که از این کتاب بردارم و مورد پسند مردم باشه اینه که این کتاب آقای احمد کسروی که مورد پسند مردم باشه اون قسمت هاست که به تاریخ ایران هم امروز وصل میشه و اون اینه که در موقعی که انقلاب مشروطه بوده در ایران، یه سریا بودن که طرف مذهبی بودن، یه سریا بودن که در راه انتلکچوالیتی کار میکردن. خب ببینید چقدر نزدیکه. اون موقع هم انتلکچوالی هم گفتن ما باید مملکتمون دوست داشته این کار کنیم اون کار کنیم، ولی راه حل، یعنی یه فرمولی رو بذارن جلو که ما کشورمون رو اون موقع نجات بدیم، کسی نمیداده. فقط شعار و صحبت بوده و این خیلی خودش ناراحت کننده است. این برای من خیلی ناراحت کننده است که هنوز ما داریم با این مسائل دست و پنجه نرم می‌کنیم. بسیار سپاسگزارم.